Hi, I'm Laura Bates, and I'm running for re-election to the North Andover Select Board. It is hard to believe that it's been 3 years since I began serving our community as a member of the Select Board. Today, I believe even more strongly that we are better as one community. I have worked with many people who share differing opinions, and we have come together to do what is best for North Andover. That is the job I signed up for, and I would be honored to serve you for another term. The pandemic was a challenge for every member of our community. As a select board, we cared for seniors and school-aged children. We provided small business support and focused on economic survival for all. We acted together for the common good of North Andover. One of my proudest accomplishments was advocating for Facilities Master Plan 2. It is a consequential and comprehensive plan that addresses future community and emergency service needs. The projects in that plan are sustainable for taxpayers and meet some of the very dire needs of our schools, Fire Station 2, and the Youth Center. They will make a generational impact on our one community. It is extremely important to me to see these projects become a reality. The Stevens Estate is an example of a community effort where differing opinions came together for the betterment of one of our town's treasured landmarks. Our incredible partnership with Fireside Catering has led to improvements to the building, while Mass Audubon stewards the land, guaranteeing that one of our most valuable resources is cared for and protected. With the support of residents at town meeting, we purchased the property at 400 Great Pond Road to further protect our watershed and drinking water. We are fortunate to have our own plentiful source for clean drinking water, and it is imperative that we continue to keep its preservation a priority for our residents. Capable and skilled leadership is at the heart of our one community. I have supported that with the appointment of our new fire chief, successfully negotiating a contract with our town manager, and adding lieutenants in both the fire and police departments to improve the safety of our first responders and our residents. But we still have work to do. One focus continues to be the revitalization of our downtown. The town is making progress in this monumental task as it reviews zoning and develops a downtown master plan with the input of residents and business owners. We want our downtown to be the heart of our community, where people spend time dining and shopping. I will continue to work towards updated zoning, the smart redevelopment of parcels, as well as ensuring developers are in line with both the master plan and the vision of our one community. The Columbia gas explosions upended our lives more than 4 years ago, and there is still work to be done. I will make sure that all promised paving and repairs are completed and that the money is spent wisely so we can improve our sidewalks and implement traffic calming measures as our one community is made whole again. We are all being impacted by the rising costs of utilities, especially electrical rates. I will continue to fight for our community, whether it's negotiating better rates through the Community Aggregate Power Program, ensuring residents are enrolled in that program, or by offering payment relief for our most vulnerable residents with funds from the American Rescue Plan Act. Taking care of our neighbors is what makes our one community special. It's what makes us North Andover. As an engineer and a mother of 2 young children, I bring a unique perspective to the board. I have listened intently and worked collaboratively with other boards, committees, and residents. I will continue to bring members of our one community together and make certain all ideas, opinions are heard and ensure that we are always doing what is best for North Andover. I ask for your vote on March 28th. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Dave Brown, and I am a candidate for school committee here in North Andover. This is certainly a critical point in the history of the North Andover Public Schools. We need to address the needs our growing community has to manage the upcoming school construction projects, close the learning gaps created by the pandemic, as well as fix the systemic issues that have faced our district the last several years. We need transparency and accountability from our schools. For those that don't know me, I moved to town in early 2000 with my wife Jamie, son Josh, then 5, and daughter Kira, then 3. Our daughter Talia was born here in 2001. We chose North Andover in large part because of the quality and reputation of the public schools, something that I am a huge believer in. I feel that a public elementary and secondary education is hands down the best preparation for life in the real world, and a crucial element in the success of a community. I believed it then and even more so now. All three of our children went through the schools here, kindergarten through 12th grade, and were very successful in our system, and all made their way to very competitive colleges, Tufts, University of Southern California, and Northwestern, where Talia is still in graduate school. I realized we were fortunate to have strong students in our family, and that the school committee and administration have to pay attention to all the students and all their needs. Now I want to give back, to continue to give my energy and talent to the schools, even with my children grown up. And I hope to demonstrate that to you. I bring all the qualities we need in a school committee person, and then I can earn one of your votes on March 28th. I've been very active in volunteer work in North Andover for more than 2 decades now, with most of that energy devoted to serving our children. I served as chair of the Stevens Estate Trustees and was instrumental in managing it through the pandemic and to the successful handoff to outside professional management. I'm a 20-year member of the Fields Committee, secretary of the North Andover Athletic Association. I served as vice president of the North Andover Booster Club and remain a delegate, and was previously VP of the NA Little League. I have been an active leader and coach for many years in those programs, helping hundreds of children learn basketball, soccer, and baseball skills, as well as life lessons. And in my leadership roles, I have always emphasized inclusive recreational programs, the ones that reach all players regardless of ability. Several of those have recorded video endorsements, which you can see on my website, davebrown4naschools.com. I've also volunteered countless hours to help the schools over the years, as an elementary school reading volunteer, by donating sound services for plays and school events. At NAM's field days, I've chaperoned field trips, high school SOS parties, class events, and so on. I think it's important for me to make clear what I will bring to the school committee that's unique. First and foremost, I have a very long history of volunteerism in the town that includes working with children of all school ages, 5 through 18. And it includes service beyond the years when my own children would benefit, and I'm still doing so. I have many years of management experience as well as professional management education. And when you consider what the real role of a school committee member is, this is the strongest background anyone could have. The school committee is responsible for 3 things: hiring and firing and supervising the superintendent, similar to how a board of directors of a corporation, be it profit or nonprofit, deals with a president. 2, approval of the budget, and 3, setting policy. My professional training and experience is all centered around management, and I have been in senior management of companies both large and small. I understand how to conduct successful negotiations, which is a large part of the responsibility of the committee. I have many years of successful experience doing so for high-value contracts. I've negotiated technical standards among fierce competitors. I understand how to create win-win agreements, even when opposing sides start from far apart positions. Now, the superintendent is responsible for day-to-day operations. The school committee's job is to hold him accountable for that, not to do his job for him. And finally, since my children are all grown up, I can be passionate about our schools without any emotion or bias towards a particular school. I've clearly demonstrated my ongoing commitment to the success of our town, and nothing could be more important than the success of our schools. Finally, my message is that accountability matters. Should you choose me for this role, I will be accountable to you, the citizens of North Andover. I will hold the superintendent accountable for the school's performance, which should always be improving. He will in turn hold the staff and ultimately the students accountable. There should be as much transparency to you, the citizens, as is legally and practically possible. Ask anyone who knows me, this is who I am and how I behave. So in closing, I want to reiterate my commitment to devote my time, skills, and energy to the role of school committee member. I have the right mix of qualifications and skills to do so. I will represent all of you and always have the best interests of the children in place. I hope you agree and will vote for me on March 28th or sooner by mail or absentee ballot. And thank you.
Hello to all my neighbors in town. My name is Marsha Finkelstein. I live here in North Andover, and I'm running for a vacant seat on the North Andover Housing Authority. This position will be voted on at our upcoming town election on Tuesday, March 28th. I'm running because I've been there. I'm the youngest of 7 children and grew up living in affordable housing and rented for most of my adult life. I never thought it would be possible for me to own my own home. I just assumed I'd rent forever. Money was always tight, both as I grew up and as an adult, and I never thought owning a home was an option for me, given the high cost of buying one. I also work for a nonprofit and truly love what I do. It doesn't pay big bucks, but it makes me happy. and I know it makes a difference in the lives of the people I serve. As someone with a moderate income, I thought home ownership was way out of reach for me. Then I learned about the 40B Affordable Homeownership Program in Massachusetts. I spent almost a year entering lotteries and being disappointed time after never quite making it through the process and being invited to close on an affordable property. I had almost given up when I was told by the lottery agent that works with the Oak Ridge Village Maplewood Reserve property near the Middleton line that I was being invited to purchase an affordable condo on the property after being successful in their lottery process. Things finally felt like they were moving in a positive direction, and they were. So of course, I jumped at the chance to buy my first home. I closed on the condo, and I've really enjoyed living in town and getting to know so many nice people here. During the process, I also learned how kind and generous our community is, and was also able to directly benefit from the down payment assistance program funds that are available through the North Andover Affordable Housing Trust. After I moved in, I thought about how I could give back to the community after all that I had received. So, when I learned about this vacancy on the Housing Authority, I thought, that sounds like something I can really help with. I'm a fast learner, critical thinker, and passionate about helping people with affordable housing. And I'm also ready to work side by side with the other members of the Housing Authority, ultimately to better serve our families, seniors, people with disabilities, and veterans to address their housing needs. As I wrap this video up, I want to thank you for taking the time to listen and consider my candidacy. As I've said, I will be on the ballot with the other local candidates running in our town election. I hope I can count on your support and vote on Tuesday, March 28th. Polls will be open from 7 a.m. until 8 p.m. And if you want to learn more about me or to ask me a question, feel free to contact the campaign at Marsha Finkelstein 4, as in the number, naha@gmail.com. I'm also on Facebook. Just search for Marsha Finkelstein for North Andover Housing Authority, and you'll find me. Thank you again for your time, and I really appreciate your listening to my message. Have a great day.
Hello, my name is Alissa Koenig, and I'm running for a seat on the school committee. I'm running to bring my advocacy skills and unique perspective as a parent to help make our school system better. I have 4 children, ages 4 to 22. My 2 older children are graduates of North Andover High School. My 3rd child is in 1st grade, and our youngest will be entering the school system as a kindergartner in 2024. As a parent of 4 with a wide age range, I understand that educational experience is unique to each child. My experience of the school system, from kindergarten up through high school, provides a fresh and unique perspective that will aid in my service on the school committee. In addition to choosing North Andover as a place to bring up my family, I also work here in town as a civil litigation attorney. My legal career has offered me additional skills and experiences that will be beneficial on the school committee. I have extensive negotiating experience and use analytical thinking to resolve issues, often in creative ways. I've had the opportunity to draft legal policy, advocate for policy change, and most importantly, advocate for clients. My career as an attorney and advocate allows me to focus on equity and fairness for my clients and the community I serve. My experience as a parent and an advocate provides me the perspective to plan for future school system needs. As our town and society inevitably change, the needs of our students change. I will focus on making sure we are prepared for those needs. We need to have foresight and be prepared. As we move forward with construction and redevelopment of the middle school and elementary schools, it is important to make sure that these projects stay on track and that transitions run smoothly for both taxpayers and our children. It is my perspective to assure school committee transparency. This is a tough job. The school committee must respect our community at large and all its stakeholders, parents, students, staff, and those without children in school. We cannot ignore the hard issues and the difficult questions. Our community deserves open and honest communication and a committee that values the concerns of all community members. I live by a standard that there's always room for improvement. Sometimes it's small, other times it's substantial. I will work to implement goal expectations and standards and make sure that they are met so that we continue to improve our RAISE standards to those same RAISE values we instill in our children. We must practice what we preach and what we teach. It is vital to recognize that the role of a school committee member is to advocate for children. It is not a place for culture wars or a forum for anything other than the single obligation to make our schools better. I bring no predetermined opinion or ideology to the school committee table. I vow to advocate for the best interests of our students. They are my forefront priority. After all, they are the ones that all school policy and expense is geared to serve. It is their educational experiences that reflect on North Andover. When they have graduated and moved on to their next endeavor, it is our job to make sure they are well served, prepared for future success, and proud of the education they have been provided by the North Andover school system, afforded by all of us as citizens and taxpayers. It is my goal that as our children progress through the school system and enter the world, that they carry with them open minds, open hearts, and the true meaning of the RAISE values. This is how we improve our town and society as a whole. As a parent and an advocate, I bring the perspective, experience, and pure desire to work to continue to improve our system for the community and, most importantly, our children. I ask for your vote on March 28th. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Brian Roache. It would be an honor to earn your support as a new member of the North Andover Select Board. I believe that our future is bright if we have common goals and choose to move forward together as a community. That's why I'm running for Select Board, not just to add my voice to the discussion, but to make sure that all of yours are heard as well. My wife Julie and I moved to North Andover a little over 15 years ago, and we have 2 children who have spent their entire academic careers in the North Andover Public Schools and are now in their final stretch at North Andover High School. Since my family arrived in North Andover, we've been committed to serving the community. I've coached various sports, served in the Atkinson PTO, taught CCD at St. Mike's, and volunteer with the Friends of North Andover Trails. But some of the most rewarding volunteer work I've done were the 5 years I spent as a den leader and eventual Cub Master of Cub Scout Pack 89. And I must say, running for office is far less intimidating than trying to organize 65 elementary school-age boys to complete a project. Working alongside other parent volunteers, we got to see our scouts grow while participating in projects that benefited the entire town. As my kids grew and moved on to make their own contributions to the community through the youth center in their school, I joined the Community Preservation Committee, eventually serving as chair. The Community Preservation Committee makes recommendations at town meeting about proposed projects to support open space, recreation, historic preservation, and affordable housing. In the more than 20 years since CPA was adopted in North Andover, citizens have invested more than $43 million in universally supported projects. My time on CPC has given me a lens into how our town government operates, and an opportunity to build relationships with the dedicated volunteers and public servants who keep us moving forward together. When I first considered running for this seat, I was apprehensive. Is this the right time? Am I up for the job? The answer is absolutely yes. Our town is at an inflection point, and my experience and perspective are just what's needed at this moment. I've spent 20 years helping organizations grow as a successful business executive, and I've spent countless hours volunteering in North Andover. I'm prepared and will put in the work to make the hard decisions for our community. As I began this campaign, I've been having discussions with new friends, old acquaintances, and perfect strangers, learning about what matters most to them and their families. These conversations with people all over town have been the most rewarding part of this campaign. And this collective wisdom is what's necessary if we're truly going to move forward together. Now, I've spent this campaign talking with the voters of North Andover so I can learn about their priorities and I can share mine with you. First, I'll ensure that the North Andover Public Schools are properly funded and supported to carry out their mission beyond just level services. I will work with the school committee to ensure that students of all abilities and all backgrounds are challenged in realizing their full potential. Second, I will take steps to address housing affordability. It's no secret there is a housing crisis unlike any time in history, and North Andover alone is not going to solve this challenge. This is an opportunity for North Andover to show leadership. We must properly evaluate development to provide a wide range of housing opportunities for our citizens and work towards a North Andover that our seniors can afford to stay in and our children can afford to return to. And all of this must come with proper balance. I will protect the character which makes North Andover such a wonderful place to live. We must continue to invest in open space and recreational programs and focus new growth and density in the areas where it's most appropriate. We need to work toward a revitalized downtown where our residents can live, work, and relax, and be a place that is uniquely North Andover. Finally, we can never lose sight of what North Andover residents depend on town government for in the first place: best-in-class municipal services. None of the future goals outlined earlier will matter if we can't provide safe roads, continued public safety, programs for our youth and senior population, all while maintaining the town's remarkably solid fiscal health. Now, I believe you share these values. I know you want to live in a community that makes decisions with conversation, not through conflict. I'm asking you to be a part of this conversation. To learn more about our campaign, visit www.brianroachforna.com, or you can also find us on Facebook and Instagram. Send me a message so I can learn more about what matters most to you. Sharing our common goals is what Forward Together is all about, and I'm eager to hear about yours. Thank you for listening. I'm excited for our ongoing conversations about how to move North Andover forward together.